Inequalities are like equations, but instead of an equal sign, they use the symbols less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. In this video, we will write inequalities from everyday sentences. We're going to write them in reverse order. We're going to graph them on the number line, write them in interval notation, and in set builder notation. Bridget says, my textbooks cost over $200. We're going to let B stand for the cost of Bridget's textbooks and write an inequality that says the cost of Bridget's textbooks, B, is greater than 200. To reverse the inequality, we reverse the 200 and the B. The pointy end of the inequality stays towards 200. That's the smaller number. On the number line, we want to shade the numbers that make the inequality true. Those are numbers over 200, all the way to infinity. Since B is strictly greater than 200, 200 is not included in this interval on the number line, and we show that with an open parenthesis. You may also have used an open circle to show this in the past, but the parenthesis is helpful because it leads us directly to interval notation. Parenthesis 200 is the beginning of the interval, and it goes to infinity, which closes with a parenthesis. In set builder notation, we open with a curly bracket and write the variable, a colon that means such that, and then the original inequality, B is greater than 200. Close that curly bracket, and that's set builder notation. Kayla wants a job making at least $40,000 a year. Let's let K stand for Kayla's future salary. Then we have K and 40,000, or at least 40,000 means 40,000 is the least amount she wants to make. 40,000 is included, so we show that with a greater than or equal to. To reverse the inequality, reverse the 40,000 and the K, but keep the pointy end towards 40,000. And so K is more than 40,000, 40,000 is less than K, those say the same. On the number line, we shade the numbers that make the inequality true, numbers over 40,000, but this time 40,000 is included in the interval, and we show that with a square bracket or a closed circle, but the square bracket is helpful because it takes us to interval notation. Square bracket 40,000 is the beginning of the interval, and it shows that 40,000 is included. It goes to infinity. Infinity always gets a parenthesis because infinity is not a number that can be included in an interval. For set builder notation, write the curly bracket, the variable, the little colon that means such that, and the original inequality, K is greater than or equal to 40,000. Close the curly bracket. Daniel says that next semester he's taking less than 15 units. So we're letting D stand for Daniel's units next semester. He's taking less than 15 units. To reverse it, reverse the 15 and the D, but keep the pointy end towards D. D is less than 15. 15 is greater than D. On the number line, we're going to shade the part of the number line that makes the inequality true. This time it's numbers below 15, so we're going in the opposite direction. Notice that this and this match. The two arrows match. Since 15 is not included in this interval, we're going to show that with the parenthesis, only it's going the other direction. Now this arrow is called minus infinity. So as we begin the interval, we're beginning with the smaller, the left-hand number. Infinity always gets a parenthesis, then 15, and close the parenthesis. So an interval goes from left to right, the same order that the numbers are on the number line. For set builder notation, write the curly bracket, the variable, such that d is less than 15, and close the bracket. Jacob is going to tell his boss he can work at most 12 hours a week. So if J stands for Jacob work hours and 12 is the most work hours, his work hours are going to be less than 12 or equal to 12. If I reverse that, I want to keep the pointy end towards J. So 12 is greater than or equal to J. On the number line, we're shading the numbers that make the inequality true. Those are numbers below 12, 2 minus infinity. Now, clearly Jacob can't work less than 0 hours, but in the inequality, we include everything. This is minus infinity. 12 is included, so I close it with a square bracket, which leads me right to interval notation from minus infinity to 12, including 12, but not including minus infinity. For the set builder, the set of all j such that j is less than or equal to 12. Here's a chart so you can practice writing all the different notations. If you pause the video now and try it yourself, you can check the answers on the next slide. Here they are. Check yourself and keep this for your notes. Thanks.